we're all sorted, and we'll be with you in just a few moments. Okay, we'll make a start. Welcome. Thank you to those of you for joining us for our new nursery parents intake meeting, and also bring your children to familiarise them with it as well. But unfortunately, for obvious reasons, we can't do that at the moment, and so we're doing the next best thing, which is just to meet with you virtually to explain some of the things about the school. Some of you will be parents who have had other children go through the school, and you'll already know lots about the school and the way we operate. Others of you may be first-time parents with your first child starting nursery. And what we really want to do is, despite everything else that's going on at the moment, still make it really special. It's a great milestone, isn't it, when your child starts school for the first time? So we still want to make it as special as possible, despite everything else that's going on in the world at the moment. I'm going to start with some introductions. My name's Mr. Mansfield. I'm the head teacher of the school and looking forward to working with you. I'm going to hand over now to each of the members of staff who you may already know or you may not already know to introduce themselves. You'll have to just bear with us because we're all socially distancing here, keeping 2 meters apart. So just bear with us.
I'm Mrs. Hollings. Many of you may know me. I think I taught some of the parents of some of the nursery children coming in. It'll be lovely to see you and your children. We're really looking forward to it. Come and see me if you've got any problems, any issues. I'm always available. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mrs. Goff. I'm the nursery teacher. I'm really looking forward to all the new children starting in January and really, really excited.
Hi, I'm Miss Butcher. I work in reception. I may have taught some of your older children already. I'll be working closely with Mrs. Goff this year in the early years and really excited to get to know your children in January.
Pronounced everyone. I'm Mrs. Shalland.
Hello everyone, I'm Miss Hayford. I'm a teaching assistant in the nursery and I help out on Thursday and Friday. I look forward to meeting you all.
Great, wonderful. So I'll just put those names in front of you so you can see them and understand everybody's roles. If I just switch across, you should see them on the screen now. So you had some of those staff introduce themselves just now. Mrs. Hill is our foundation phase leader, but she's not actually in school at the moment. She's on maternity leave. She's just had a baby of her own. So you may come across Mrs. Hill when she returns to the school in February. You met Miss Butcher, who is our acting early years leader, taking the place of Mrs. Hill while Mrs. Hill is off. Miss Welsh is another name that you may come across. Miss Welsh is also going off on maternity leave, so you may not meet her immediately, but she's responsible for all our additional learning needs in the foundation phase. And so if you've got concerns about that or anything to do with perhaps your child's progress, she would also be a good person to speak to. So what we've done today is put together a few slides to, first of all, help you understand the sorts of things your children will be doing, but also to get some information about the school as well. At this point, I'm going to try to do something clever and make us both appear on the screen at the same time as the presentation. I don't know if this is going to work or not. Wrong way around. Give me just a second. Okay, you should see now on the screen the presentation and me still talking in the corner. So we're one of the largest primary schools, the largest 5 primary schools in Wales, actually, nearly 700 children on roll here. We're free-form entry. What that means is the nursery is all one block, but from the nursery, if your children remain with us through school, they will be in we have 3 year groups in, 3 classes in every year group all the way through the school. We're a Welsh Government pioneer school, which means that we've worked closely with the Welsh Government in developing the new curriculum for all schools in Wales to follow. We had our last inspection in October 2018, really pleased with the outcome, and you can read the inspection report on our website if you'd like to do so. Finally, national categorisation is something that is done with all schools in Wales. This year it's had a rest, but for the past several years, we've been categorised as a green school, which is the top category to be in. So we're really proud of all that we've achieved. We try to communicate as clearly and as often with parents as possible to make sure you know what's going on here. And there are a number of ways that we do that. One of the most important ways is on the nursery doors or on the doors to the classrooms. You'll get to see the teachers. It's a bit difficult at the moment as the nursery staff try to dismiss all the children in a sort of COVID-safe way to make sure that everybody's maintaining social distancing. But nursery staff and teachers are always available to speak to in person if you need. We've got a school office as well. You can visit and speak to our receptionist. This is our telephone number. Again, we'll send all of this information out and it's already on our website, but you can just see our telephone number there and you can watch this back later if you just want to grab a pen and jot it down. Typically, our phone lines are open between 8:30 and 4 p.m, but if you ring outside of those times, you'll get our out of hours answer phone to speak to. We have an email address. It's stjulians.primary@newport.gov.uk, and should you need to contact us, email is one of the best ways to do it, and we check those regularly throughout each day. We've also got a text message system, and one of the things that you will have received, which I'll mention in just a moment, is a contact form or a data collection form for you to provide us with your mobile number, so we're able to communicate with you via text message. And that may be a text message to let you know that your child's perhaps fallen over and grazed their knee, or it may be a text message to say there's no school on this day because it's a training day, or it may be a text message with a link to a letter or a newsletter. So we try to do a lot of communication via text message because we know it's one of the most convenient ways to pick up messages. I've just mentioned our data collection sheet. This is really important. We've emailed all parents this afternoon with an online data collection sheet. Your child cannot start school until we've had that data collection sheet returned, and we've also received their birth certificate sent to us. You can either do it electronically or you can deliver it to the school during the first week after Christmas, and I'll just give you more information about that shortly. The data collection sheet will ask for information that we need to keep on our records. For example, we'll ask for the order of emergency contact. So if we do need to contact someone in the school day, you get a chance to provide us with 4 names and numbers of people who we should contact. Typically, they're relatives of the children, mum and dad being contact number 1 and 2, and then sometimes grandparents as 3 and 4. It also gives you a chance to provide us with medical information about your child or any additional needs that your child may have or any concerns you've already got about your child. That's the form to do it on, so we can look through those before your child actually starts with us in January to make sure we've got everything that we need to know. You can also, if you don't want to fill out the online form, you can print a form off on our website or collect one from the office, but the only time you'll have to do that now will be tomorrow. The school closes for Christmas after tomorrow. The other thing we do is communicate via Twitter and Facebook. We post just general reminders out about events and things. For example, if it's a non-uniform day or there's a special charity day, for example, Children in Need, We sometimes post that to Twitter and Facebook, but they're also included in our newsletters as well. Some people say that we haven't got Twitter or we haven't got Facebook, so how do we see the posts? You can still see them. There's a link to those pages via our website. You don't actually need a Twitter or Facebook account to view those pages. You can click the link on our website and it'll take you to view those. At this point, I'm going to hand over to Miss Butcher to just mention briefly about SeeSaw. You may have heard of it before, you may not have, but Miss Butcher will just explain it very quickly.
SeeSaw, you may have heard of SeeSaw before, especially if you have older children. We love SeeSaw at St Julian's Primary School. It's a tool that we use both in school and we would encourage you to use at home. This won't be something that you have access to straight away in January, but as the year goes on, we will certainly ensure that you have a login. This is a place where teachers can post activities for your child to complete at home with you, and we find this so important. You might hear the term blended learning or home learning. They mean pretty much the same thing. It's that chance for you to reinforce the skills that we are teaching in school at home with your children. We do like to say we're an excellent team at St Julian's Primary School, and we really hold a huge importance on working together for you to help us to help the children progress. So we can't wait to share some lovely activities for you to do on SeeSaw. In January, in the first week, as you won't be here, school will be closed. You may have seen an announcement by Newport County Council this afternoon to say that the first week will be a blended learning week. So you won't be starting in that first week of January. Usually we'd use SeeSaw to give you some things to do, but instead the nursery staff will be preparing some excellent packs full of loads of resources for you to use at home. And we will give you some information on when those can be collected in that first week in January. On our school website, there are loads of links of workshops that we've already completed to support parents and show you all of the skills that you could help your children with at home. Please give these a watch. There's so many things we could do. You'll be provided with name practice, Play-Doh for strengthening fingers, number games, nursery rhymes. Please check out the videos to see how you could use those resources effectively. We also will share with you a half-termly newsletter. This is a great way for you to see a snapshot of all of the wonderful things the children have been up to with some photos as well. So please check these out when we share them with you.
Well, thank you, Miss Butcher. Just to pick up on that point that Miss Butcher made there about the start of term. As you know, we're in difficult times at the moment with the pandemic that's ongoing, and things are changing by the minute. There's a particularly high number of cases in Newport and the surrounding area at the moment, which has meant that several discussions between Newport Council and the Welsh Government and the schools in Newport are having at the moment. It was decided this afternoon that after Christmas, an additional week would take place where blended learning or home learning would take place for the first week. So you may have been expecting your child to start back on the 4th, I think it's the 4th of January that was initially in place. It will now be the following Monday that your children will start. We will clarify this in writing to you so you've got it really clearly, but it will not be the first week back after the Christmas break. It will be the following week. And we'll put that in writing to you just to clarify. And as Miss Butcher said, we've got SeeSaw and lots of online learning platforms, but given that we haven't set you up with those or provided you with training on how to use those online learning platforms, we will put together some free resource packs that we'll provide to you to make sure that you've got things that you can do with your children to prepare them and get them ready for their big start in school. Just to mention quickly then, the images policy at the school. We take a lot of photos, some of them for display, some of them to store in our online portfolios, some of them to share with parents, and some of them to share on our website and even in newspapers when they're interested in some of the things that we're doing. Just to be really clear about this, you have the right as parents to opt out of having any photos or images taken. We can explain it to you in more detail if you would like to chat to the staff on the doors. But if you opt for your child not to have any images taken, you need to bear in mind that that will also mean that sometimes they may not appear in school productions or concerts or plays, because we sell those DVDs and we produce videos for online. But there are three options that you've got. Either to have no images of your child taken whatsoever. Secondly, just have internally used images. What that means is we'll take pictures and put them perhaps on display or on our class dojo, which is a private forum just for our parents, or that you're happy for us to be able to use images to share on our website and other platforms as well. School uniform, I'm going to hand over to Mrs. Hollings to talk you through the school uniform.
Okay. School uniform is really important in order to prepare children for when they start to school. It's easier for you to know exactly what they're putting on every day. And there's a big link between school uniform and children's behaviour and their attendance. So we really want to see your children in school uniform. Just to outline here, the boys wear a burgundy sweatshirt with the school logo, a white polo shirt, can have the school logo, black trousers and black shoes, and girls, similarly, they have a sweatshirt or a cardigan, white polo shirt with school logo, black skirt or trousers and black shoes. These are available from Macy's and AJP Embroidery, so in Spitty. I only knew about Macy's, but anyway, they're available from there. Can you please make sure that you label all of your children's everything, absolutely everything. I'm having gestures in the background there. Please label everything, because you can imagine if they get a jumper wet, it has to be dried, and it goes missing, they get all muddled up, same size jumpers. It's a nightmare. We're often left with jumpers, and they're never stolen. They're always there. They just haven't got names on. So please help us with that. Help us help you with that.
Can I just mention, Mrs. Hollings, on that front?
Look.
Can I just mention on that front that we know that times are difficult at the moment, and everybody's got their own situations going on. If you're in a position where at the moment actually buying a school uniform is too much, it's too much to think about, or it's too much to afford at the moment, we often have spare uniforms. So send us an email and just explain the situation, and we will be more than happy to provide you with a school uniform free that we've got that's second-hand or donated by somebody. Okay, so don't panic about buying a school uniform if at the moment things are a bit difficult.
We'll be on the next one, yeah. Nursery times. As you can see, morning nursery is 9 till 11:30 a.m. and afternoon nursery is 12:45 till 3:15 p.m. Parents know whether it's morning or afternoon just yet?
Do you want Mrs. Goff?
Yeah, I think that may have been Mrs. Goff's slide.
Hi. You should have already received an email asking your preference for mornings or afternoons. I'm sure most of you have replied to those emails, and that will depend on when your child attends. So if it is the morning, it will be 9 till 11:30. If it's the afternoon, it will be 12:45 till 3:15. If you haven't yet let us know your preference, please do as soon as possible so that we can organise the children into the groups.
Mrs. Goff, can I just say that we will accommodate all of your needs and requests. It's not always easy. We've only got legally a set number of places for morning and a set number of places for afternoon. That's including the nursery places that we've already got in school. So we will try our best to accommodate you, and we'll work through in a sort of priority first come first served basis. But we will really try our best. But please understand that we may not be able to offer you the place that you've requested, and it'll just be on whatever's available as Mrs. Goff works through those. When can they expect, Mrs. Goff, to hear whether they've had a morning or afternoon placement?
I think Miss Steele's been dealing with those, so maybe we could contact tomorrow.
I'll make an executive decision now. We'll contact you before the end of the day tomorrow to let you know the outcome of which place you need to know. So we'll make sure we follow that up. Tomorrow, you can hold me to this. You will get an email letting you know whether you've been given a morning or an afternoon place.
Okay, just going to talk briefly about what to bring and what not to bring to nursery. During the winter, we will be outside a lot, in all sorts of weather, so a coat is really important, and even in the summer, a lightweight coat, because sometimes we may go out in showers even in the middle of summer. Sun hat is useful during the summer as well to keep their needs to wear sun cream. Please apply it before they come to nursery. Adults will not be able to apply any sun cream at all. And please, can you keep all toys at home, because children do get upset if they bring toys in and they get lost or they get broken. Please keep them at home. That's really, really helpful.
So just really quickly, what we'll do for the next couple of minutes is just show you some photographs of nursery and some of the activities that your children will be doing while they're in nursery. But I'll just talk to you very quickly about the new curriculum for Wales. Now, when you and I were in school, we had all of the subjects. We had English, we had maths, we had science, we had design, technology, music. That's changing at the moment. There's a new curriculum being brought into Wales, which actually groups the subjects into what we will call areas of learning and experience. So we've got expressive arts, humanities, science and technology, health and well-being, maths and numeracy, language, literacy and communication, and they will very much be the focus of the lessons and the sessions that Miss Goff and the team are delivering down in the nursery. They'll give you some examples of some of the things that they do now. The idea behind grouping those subjects into areas is because children don't learn in subjects, in compartmentalized subjects. So the idea is that children actually have transferable skills that they can use between areas of learning. And whilst they may be doing something in maths or some counting in maths, that's the same skill as some counting they may be doing for a science investigation or inquiry that they're looking at. In the middle of it, you can see literacy, numeracy, and digital competence. They are skills that we're trying to develop in all activities that we do with the children. But ultimately, all of that is underpinned by 4 purposes of the new curriculum, and that's to try to create ambitious and capable learners, enterprising creative contributors, ethical informed citizens, and healthy, confident individuals. So that's, in a nutshell, the new curriculum. And as I say, we're a pioneer school. We've been working with the Welsh Government to develop this curriculum and are already well on our way to transforming what we were already doing into a new approach that meets the new curriculum for Wales and hopefully will better our teaching and learning for our children. I'll hand over to Mrs. Goff to talk you through what a typical nursery day might look like, if there is such a thing, and also to show you some activities that your children will be involved with.
So, when you drop your child off in nursery, the first thing we do is we will all sit down as a whole class to do registration. And then we will go into teaching time. It won't be for too long because they are only little, but we will try and sit down and we will talk about news. We will do some maths activities and some literacy activities as soon as the children come in. So it's very important that they are there on time coming into nursery. After that, we'll go into smaller groups then where the children's attention can be more focused and they will work in their family groups. And again, it will be literacy, numeracy, practicing names, doing lots of counting, rhymes and a bit of circle time. After that, we will do more focused tasks. So some of the children may go and play, and then we may call some of the children over to come and do some activities. Again, it will be based on our themes, and it will be literacy, numeracy, creative, be all sorts of different activities going on throughout the day. After that, the children will then have free play. And that means the adults might join in with the free play and listen to the children and get the children engaged and ask lots of questions. And it might be that the children come up with some amazing ideas and we will help the children to maybe make things for the role play areas. After that, we will have snack. Again, it's very important for the children. It's very useful for them to sit down and they learn how to share and take turns and how to be good at waiting. After that, we will have a story and some rhymes or sing some songs just before we go home. So this basically is how each day will be structured in nursery. Our themes in nursery, for the autumn term, it's Marvellous Me. Young children love learning and talking about themselves. And then we go into Winter Wonderland then in the second half of the term. In the spring term, we do bare necessities and spring surprises. In the summer term, the life of pets, and It's a Bug's Life. So I'm just going to give you a little peep into the kind of things that we do in nursery. It's only a tiny, tiny kind of examples, but it just gives you an idea of what your child will be learning. So we will be practicing names, and we will usually be doing this on a daily basis. This is a Squiggle While You Wiggle, where the children will be making marks on large sheets of paper. And we will be doing lots and lots of letter formation, and this is an example of writing in the sand. This is activity, but it also helps the children's writing skills. It strengthens their hands and gets them ready for writing. And practicing writing numbers with paint in the garden. They will be looking at measures, You can see they're weighing and measuring using cubes, and here they're measuring each other using blocks. Health and well-being nursery, we want the children to feel happy in the nursery because that's how children learn best. So this might be things like real-life examples of road safety, for example. So we'll set up little role-play areas for that. We really value healthy relationships. We focus on being good friends and helping each other and caring for each other. Science and technology. We will be using lots of technology in nursery. Here the children really love people. We will be using lots of educational apps to help the children with phonics and numeracy activities. And we encourage the children to come and use the interactive whiteboard for their lessons as well. The children are encouraged to use block play. And we will be doing some cookery. We like to use real, get your hands stuck in. We really, really encourage expressive arts. There'll be lots and lots of dance learning. This is really, really, really important in nursery, and we will be going out. And here they are in the mud kitchen. And they help us to look after the plants. And we set role play areas in the garden as well. Do we want to mention that today? Or...
I'll just mention quickly, we usually invite parents to give a voluntary contribution for a snack. Children usually get hungry when we're working them hard as part of their learning. Now, obviously, your children are in for only half a day, so they won't be having lunch in school, but it is nice to separate the morning and the first part and the second session in the morning, or the first part and the second part of the afternoon, with just a little snack time. And the children will have milk, and they'll have little, sometimes a piece of toast, or sometimes a piece of fruit, or a banana, or an apple, or taste some new foods as well, vegetables. We usually ask for a voluntary contribution towards this. At the moment, we are not asking parents to send money into school because we don't want cash being sent in through the doors. So we won't be asking you for that for the time being, but as the restrictions are lifted, hopefully in the future where things return to some sort of normality, we may contact parents to ask for that contribution towards snack time in the nursery.
And have you involved in your child's education as much as possible. Some of the events that you would normally expect to see throughout the year, this year may be a little bit different. You may see some of these happening towards the summer. This is definitely something you can expect as your child moves throughout school. Things like workshops, literacy and numeracy workshops, you can find these on our website at the moment, so you can have a little sneak peek. Stay and play sessions where we invite you to come in and play in the nursery with your child to see some of the activities they get up to. Creative Festival, this is one of my favourite things that we do in the summer. Every year group across the school. Festival, this is one of my favourite things that we do in the summer. The school field to sit back and enjoy some of our amazing talents. And that's one to look forward to. Nursery concert, Mrs. Goff, we have lovely concerts in the nursery from the children. They're the best singers in the whole school every year. School bazaar, we love to have you in, and it gives the children those enterprising skills of how to create something, price it up and then sell it to their parents if you're foolish enough. Live stream events similar to this one, especially this year. There are loads of things available online to you. Family Learning Together Day, a huge event where we invite all parents across the school to come and take part in activities and learn with their children. It's all about getting you involved in learning with your child and helping you to know what you can do to really push your children on at home.
Very important. As you prepare your children to come to nursery, they're being prepared to come to school. And we have our behaviour policy, we have our rules, rewards and consequences. This helps the children learn, what they can do, what they can't do, how they must behave, how they can share. And our policy is very much based on following those rules, but also we try to use a lot of restorative practices. We get the children to, if they've done something wrong, there's a consequences list. If they start going down that, we talk to them, we try to get them to put it right and restore the friendships that they may have fallen out with somebody with. This is all really important to prepare them to come into formal school where they will face this sort of thing in the classroom. They'll be all ready for it. They'll know what to expect. We have obviously lots of rewards. We love to praise our children. It's very much based on a positive approach. Stickers, notes home, star pupils. You know what our star achievers are like. We really value this. Consequences, they are warnings, little progressive steps, so that they know what to expect, and they know that they will be followed up, that we are consistent in our approach. And we would like you to back us up with that, obviously, and you know, follow what we do in school at home as well. Yep. You see some of these posters around our school at the moment. Very often, parents collecting their children, and as they're walking away, they're so busy on their mobile phones, because parents are busy, we understand. But these posters you see around our school, greet your child with a smile. Greet your child with a smile, not a mobile, looking at your phone. Ask them what they've been doing throughout the day. Engage with your children, and they will give you spades in rewards. Spades in rewards. You want to say this bit, Mr. Mansfield?
So I think, as Ms. Butcher said, you know, we really see the best learning taking place when the parents work closely with the school, and we really want to work with you to get the best for your child. Ultimately, we've all got the same goal. We want your child to achieve their full potential and to really flourish as they go through their primary school years. So work with us. As Mrs. Hollings went through that behaviour slide then, you know, we have high expectations for how children behave, and I don't know whether your child is a little angel or a little terror, whether you're quite nervous about them starting nursery, but work with us. You know, we don't see that behaviour is your responsibility. We want to work with you in the same way. Learning is not just our responsibility, that's your role as well. So we've got to all work together for the best interests of all the children who come to us. Another thing that I do need to just say is before your children start with us, you need to make sure that they are toilet trained. They need to be out of nappies and able to use a toilet independently. So please, if you are not at that stage yet, you've got some time to work on it over Christmas to do that potty training, and we can support with that if needed. If you just contact the school to let us know if you're really struggling with that at the moment. At this point, I don't know whether there are any. I'll go through the term dates at another time. Miss Goff, did you want to mention your help at home slide just quickly before I wrap up?
Just very quickly, when your child comes to nursery, we will give you a login for Class Dojo. This is a really useful app. You can have it on your phone or on your iPad or tablet at home, but it helps to keep you up to date with what we are learning in class, and then you can help at home too. And it's also useful because I'll give you information about things like if there's non-uniform days and so on. And it's lovely because you get to see photographs of your child learning in nursery.
Great. Well, at this point, we usually open up for some questions. You've got the chat on YouTube to be able to send us in questions, but if you prefer, you can send us an email. It's stjulians.primary@newport.gov.uk. Send us those questions. We are still working, so we'll be able to respond to those tomorrow. Make sure you send us those forms. You need to send us your data collection form, and also you need to send us your child's birth certificate as well. Just so we've got all that in place, ready to start. I'll write to you separately just to explain about the start date to the year and also term dates, just so you've got those in writing, so you're fully clear about what to expect there as well. Other than that, we don't have anything else to say. I can't see any questions coming in, which hopefully means we've been able to answer everything for you. But if you do have any questions, do get in touch, and the nursery team will be really pleased to help you. What I would ask, when you come to the school site, please make sure you don't bring any dogs. We can't have any dogs on site. Secondly, as you come onto the site, we've got all sorts of COVID measures in place at the moment. One of the most important things is social distancing and keeping 2 meters apart from other parents and children on site. Secondly, it's also wearing a face mask. As you come on site, Welsh Government brought in guidance for schools to insist that parents wear face masks as you enter the site to drop off and collect your children. There is a bit of a queue sometimes on the pathway down to the nursery building, just as you wait for parents to collect their children in front of you. but we want to do that really safely. So please just bear with us at the start and end of every session as we bring the children into nursery safely, but also bring them out of nursery and hand them back to you safely as well. They'll have a great time here. I know they will. The staff here just look after our children so much and so well, and they really nurture them into the best start to their education that they could have. You can start working with your children now. Keep speaking to them. Ask them about what they're doing as they play with their toys. Ask them questions about as they build with their blocks. What are they building? And get them chatting to you as much as you possibly can to help those language skills. Similarly, if your children are colouring or starting to form letters, you can assist them with that, particularly in writing their name, and we'll give you some support materials to help with that in that first week after the Christmas holidays. I don't think there's anything else. I can't see any questions that have come in, so we'll wrap up there. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's really great to meet you, albeit virtually, to go through our school and explain everything. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. Other than that, we wish you a very Merry Christmas and look forward to meeting you in the new year. Bye now.